Chapter 6. The World of Birds. We will explore beaks of the birds, feet and claws, feathers, nesting habits of birds. We see many beautiful birds around us. They are of various colors and sizes. A bird is a living thing that can fly in the air. It has a very light body. Its bones are thin and hollow. This makes it light. The wings and feathers of the bird are the main body parts that help it to fly. The wings also help in diving, and feathers maintain the body temperature of the bird. The tail of a bird acts like a rubber of a boat. It helps the bird to change its direction during its flight. Body parts of a bird: wing and feather, beak, tail, feet, claws. A bird, like other living things, needs food, but it does not have teeth to eat its foods. It has beak and claws. Beak helps the bird to eat food and claws help it to catch food. A bird also uses beak and claws to protect itself. Let us now learn about the beaks of birds. Beaks of the birds. A bird uses its beak to catch and eat food. Different birds have different kinds of beaks depending upon the food they eat. Strong, sharp and hooked beak. Eagles, vultures, hawks and owls eat the flesh of animals like chicks, mice, frogs and snakes. They have strong, sharp and hooked beaks to tear the flesh into small pieces. They are called the birds of prey. Short, hard and horny beaks. Sparrows, pigeons, peacocks and finches have short, hard and horny beaks. They use them to crush grains and seeds. Did you know? Salim Ali was a very famous scientist who had studied about birds of India in detail. He was also known as Birdman of India. Curved beak. The curved beak of a parrot helps it to crack nuts and hard fruits. Strong and chisel-shaped beak. A woodpecker has a strong and chisel-shaped beak. This helps it to tap barks of trees and take out insects. Broad and flat beak. A duck and geese has broad and flat beak with tiny holes on the side. The duck takes in muddy water with insects, worms and water plants. The mud and water flow through the tiny holes and the little plants and insects are left inside the beak. The duck eats them. Long and cylinder beak. A hawk and a long and cylinder beak. Its beak helps to pull out insects from the holes in the ground or trees. Long and pointed beak. Birds like hummingbird use their long pointed beak to drink nectar from the flowers. Sunbird also has pointed beak. Broad and short beak. A swallow has a broad and short beak. Its mouth is very sticky from inside. This bird moves round and round in the air with its beak open. Tiny flying insects get stuck inside. Feet and claws. A bird have 2 feet. Each foot may have 2 to 4 toes. Each toe has a sharp, horny and curved nail-like structure called a claw. Birds use their feet and claws to walk, hop, swim, perch and climb. Claws of flesh-eating birds. Flesh-eating birds such as hawks, eagles, vultures and kites have strong and sharp claws. Their nails are curved. These claws help them to catch their prey like rats, mice, toads, etc. The claws of such birds are called talons. Claws of perching birds. Perching birds such as crows, sparrows, pigeons and parrots have 3 toes in front and 1 toe at the back. They use their feet to hold on to tree branches and sit on them. This is called perching. Claws of scratching birds. Scratching birds such as hens and peacocks have strong legs with 3 toes in front and 1 toe at the back. These toes help them to scratch and dig the ground to bring out insects and buried seeds. Claws of climbing birds. Climbing birds such as woodpeckers, parrots and parakeets have 2 toes that point upwards and the other 2 that points downwards. They help birds to climb up trees and hold the fruits to eat. Claws of wading birds. Water birds such as herons, cranes and storks can walk through water. This is called wading. Wading birds have long legs with spread out toes that help them walk in water. Claws of swimming birds. Swimming birds such as ducks and geese have webbed feet that help them to swim in water. The front toes of these birds are joined by skin, giving them a flat appearance. This helps them to push water while swimming. How does a bird fly? Birds fly with the help of wings. Wings are joined to the body with strong muscles that help them to move. These muscles helps the bird to move its wing. To fly, a bird flaps its wings both in upward and downward directions. These strokes are called upstroke and downstroke respectively. Feathers. A bird's body and wings are covered with many kinds of feathers. There are three kinds of feathers: body feather, down feather, and flight feather. Body feathers. These are small feathers that cover the body, wings, and the tail of a bird. Down feathers. These are fluffy and soft. They keep the bird warm. Flight feather. They are found mainly on the wings and are meant for flying. Knowledge tree. The weight of the bones in a pigeon's body is less than the weight of its feather. Nesting habits of birds. Birds build nests using leaves, straws, twigs, wool, cotton, and thread. Birds take care to build their nest in place safe from enemies and bad weather. We can see birds' nests on tree, on the terrace of building, and sometimes even on ceiling fans. Birds build their nests mostly to lay eggs in them. They keep their young ones safe and warm in the nests. Let's know a few special birds with their nest. The tailor birds use its beak like a needle to sew leaves together to build a nest. It also uses materials such as thread, cotton, wool, and grass stems to sew the leaves. The male weaver bird weaves its nest with pieces of long, green grass, twigs, and roots. The nest has an opening through the bird enters. The hummingbird builds its nest on crossed branches of a tree or bush, using soft materials such as cotton fluffs and leaf hairs. The woodpecker pecks on tree trunk with its beak to make a hole. To make its nest comfy, it lines the hole with chips of wood. The penguin lives in very cold places. It collects a few pebbles and stones to make a nest on the ground. Word bank. Beak, hard-pointed or curved outer part of a bird's mouth. Claws, toes of a bird. Talons, long sharp curved nails on the feet of flesh-eating birds. Wading birds, type of birds with long legs for walking through shallow water. Purse, to hold the branch of a tree tightly with the claws.